Hey, Tomahawk family, how's it going? We're looking at 1 Samuel 16:7 today for our devotional thought. And in 1 Samuel chapter 16, the last judge of the Old Testament, Samuel, is getting ready to anoint the next king after Saul. And right before Samuel gets ready to anoint the next king after Saul, God tells Samuel this in 1 Samuel 16:7. But the Lord said to Samuel, "Do not consider his appearance or his height, for I have rejected him. The Lord does not look at the things people look at. People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart." You can know the right people and you can say the right things and you can do the right things around the right people and you can have the right stuff. But if you do not have the heart behind all those things, all that stuff really doesn't matter. You know, our physical heart keeps us alive physically, but our spiritual heart keeps us alive spiritually. That's why Jesus says in Matthew 5, as part of the Beatitudes, "Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God." And that Greek word for see can mean to physically see or to mentally see or to experience God. That word see can mean a lot of different things. So we see verses like that and we can see that the heart carries a lot of weight for our Christian life. Also, I know the world puts a lot of pressure on us to know the right people and to do the right things around the right people and to say the right things around the right people. And so this isn't an easy thing. I understand that. I struggle with those things once in a while, but we always have to remember it's the heart that matters at the end of the day, because your heart is going to drive your motives behind what you do every day. And you got to make sure your heart is in tune with God constantly. You got to make sure your heartbeat is in line with the heartbeat of God. You got to make sure you desire what God desires constantly, because you have a heartbeat that's in line with the heartbeat of God. So make sure you're constantly being in the Word and being in prayer and staying connected to the Holy Spirit, because that's how your heart stays in tune with God. Now, don't get me wrong. I think that, you have to have a good outward appearance with people. I mean, you got to be kind of conscious of how you present yourself to the outside world. I think that's an important thing. But still, you got to have a heart behind presenting yourself to the outside world. Not only do you have to have a heart behind presenting yourself to the outside world, but you got to have a heart that is in tune with God and what God desires as you present yourself to the outside world. Remember, at the end of the day, it's the heart that matters. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having stuff. There's nothing wrong with having, decent clothes. There's nothing wrong with having a lot of good relationships with people. There's nothing wrong with making connections with certain people. There's nothing wrong with being a good businessman. But just remember, you got to have a heart behind everything that you do, because your heart drives your motives, and your motives determine if you're in line with what God desires or not. So I hope you guys have a good day.